Alright, this is part 2 of modeling the tiny house scene. And here's where we left off in part 1. And we're going to continue making the stairs and the sort of the landing and the little overhang and that kind of thing. Alright, so we're going to go for this stuff here. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go into edit mode. And I'm going to select this plane. Shift D and then bring it out. P, I'm going to break it out, select it, and set the origin of geometry on that guy. Okay, I'm going to rotate X90 and scale it down. I'm going to look from the side view, and I'm going to press G to grab and move it out. And this is the garage sort of area, and so this part of the railing going up, or handrail, whatever you call that, is going to be, I'm going to start it roughly halfway, I think, so this horizontal piece about halfway there, maybe a little bit lower, whatever, so I'll just do it anyhow. Alright, so it's got a little flat piece and then it goes up, and a little flat piece, and it looks like this flat piece is a little bit longer than this one, so we'll do something like that anyhow. So maybe I'll edge selection, or maybe I'll grab that and just do that. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to press E and G. I'm going to pull up, and I'm coming up to around the bottom of this windowsill, I think. I'm going to press E, and I'm going to pull out, and I have that so far. Let's move it over. Let's look from the front, and I just want to come back to this. Alright, so this piece is around the bottom part of that. Now this is obviously going to go into the house like that. And so we could start working with that. And so what I'll do is I'm going to press E to extrude, and I'm going to just pull down. And I'll flatten this out in the Z, so I'm going to go SZ0, and I'm going to pull it down roughly to the bottom of the house. Not worrying about getting it exactly, so it would look something like this. Now, because of course I took it from a piece of the house, it's got that bevel on it, which is great. And I don't have a lot of room here, so I'm just going to do it like this. That may be a little steep for the stairs. Let's have another look at the diagram. Maybe I want to bring it out a little bit. So the way I'll do that is, let's see. I'm going to select this face and Control Plus to expand that, and look from the side, and I'm just going to pull, make it a bit longer like that. So we could do that. I'll go into this, select that, and bring my 3D cursor right there. And I'll try just, let's just try just mirroring that. Well, what am I mirroring? I'm mirroring the house. Mirror that like that. Let's see what that's like. Doesn't leave me a lot of room there, but I don't care. I feel like that's going to be a bit tall. Yeah, we'll see. It doesn't really matter that much. Alright, go ahead. Let's try this. Let's try some stairs in there and see how that would work. I'm just copying that plane again. Scaling it down. It's not quite in the middle, is it? Let's do it like that. Let's scale that, I don't know why. Okay. Let's see, let's grab that edge there and pull it out a bit more. Okay, we'll select the whole thing. Now we're gonna break it out first. P. Select it. Okay, now I'm going in edit mode. Shift D, rotate X90. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is actually Shift H To isolate those, go back in. Press the period key to zoom in. I'm going to snap these together. I'm going to come over and snap to edge. And let's pull this guy down, bring it there, pull it forward. Now, it's probably not going to merge those. We could try this, though. We could try merge by distance and see. That actually worked. And you'll see that I've got the bevel on there, and that means it did work. All right, so I'm going to do this in edit mode. I'm going to do another one, Shift D, pull it out and up. Press G and come to there. Let's try this again. I forget what the hotkey is. Yeah, you see, because I got that, I can tell that it's working. Let's bring everything back and see how it's going. Okay, we obviously need these wider if I go for that width of these. Okay, let's just keep going. Shift H to isolate that, period key to zoom in, select the whole thing. Look from the side, Shift D, G, I'm going to bring it up. G, I'm going to bring it over and see if I can get it to snap to that edge. And I forget the hotkey to do this. It's working though. Let's go for another one. Shift D, G, G. Select it all. No, that didn't work. Let's select the little piece and Control L and G. I think that worked better. No, that didn't work. As you can see. That worked. Okay, back into object mode to see. Okay, now this part of the landing is roughly at the height of that, so I want to use that as my reference. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scale these in the Z a little bit, fix that up a little bit, and that is almost what I want. Scale in the Z is a little bit more. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select that edge, turn off snapping, and I'm going to go ahead and extrude that into the house, but I realize that I actually need this to come forward. I want more of the landing, and so I'm going to scale these in the Y. And do that kind of thing. So I've got more of a landing, and I might even want to do more. No, I think I'm probably okay with that. So that the first step is around there. Okay, well, let's do this. Let's go back in, take that edge, E, and bring it down. Look from the front. I think I'll do that, and I think I'll take these and go GZ and move them down. So we would have that. Okay. Let's look from the front. Let's set the origin of geometry on that. And let's bring the cursor right to the middle there. Okay. I'm going to bring in a circle, and I'm going to make it 22. I'm going to make the little overhang thing. Rotate X 90. Bring it up, go to edit mode, scale it down. And I'm going to make this thing here. And I think I want these pieces just straight above these so I can do these posts. So I'm going to go into, we're in edit mode, so vertex selection, I'm going to box select all these, X vertices. Now, I actually want this a little bit smaller so that these points pretty much are at those points, so that I'm going to extend this out this way to this point, and this one's going to extend out that way to that point, and then I'm going to do something. So I'm good enough for now. So I'm going to take these, go E and SX, and I'm going to come out. So you see I'm roughly going to that position. It's not the end of the world. I'm going to select the whole thing now, and I'm going to go E, extrude, and I'm going to pull up to about under there, and then I'm going to go SZ0, and it went to the higher point. That's fine. I'm just going to pull it down. Okay, you see what I'm getting at here? And I'm going to hit E to extrude, and I'm going to pull it back and delete those faces and select it all and push it in. And then I'll figure out how far out I want it to come. Not quite that far. So I'm going to look from the top. I'm going to go to edit mode and wireframe, box select there. And I'm going to pull it back to somewhere around there. Try that. So that the posts can come down from there. Now, as I do this, I realize I don't have that much room here, do I? And so I might be dropping this down to give myself more room. Or on the other hand, another suggestion is the following. Perhaps this is too long, too high. Let's have a look. Yeah. Looks a little bit shorter than that, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to scale this in the Z, do this and pull it up and see if I could get away with that. Still bugging me a bit, so I'm going to try taking this and just pushing it down. That'll affect the stairs as well. I think I like it to there, and so I'm going to do something with the stairs as well. I'm going to scale these in the Z. I think I'm going to prefer something like that. Maybe not so much, maybe a bit higher. So that the stairs still, the landing still comes to about there. I think I'm good with that. Now this thing is not that smooth, and I think I'm going to put a subdivision surface on it. Just one for now. We'll see how that works. I'm going to bring that out. I don't really need that one, actually. Let's get rid of that one. Let's bring one up here. Down here. We'll come in on both sides. And we'll go out. What happened there? Let's do that again. On both sides. And let's shade smooth on that. That's probably all I would need to do. I got my 3D cursor right in the middle there. Stairs, Shift A. I'm going to choose Image. Image is plane. I'm going to choose my image. All right. I'm going to rotate X90. And then I'm going to switch over to Look Dev. And now I can see my image on a plane. I'm going to hit S and I'm going to scale it way up. I'm going to press G. Let's move it back a little bit. And imagine it's roughly there. I just want to get the rough size of this thing. G. That's good enough. That is good enough. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this face here. And I can actually, let's bring the 3D cursor right there. Look from the front and deselect that. Oh, deselect that. Shift A, mesh, plane. Rotate X90. Scale it down. Let's turn it and make sure that it's out in front. Okay, just like that. And I'm going to go edit mode 1 for vertex and Alt-M merge at center. So I have just 1 point. I'm going to bring it down here. Now, admittedly, I can't really see what's going on. So I'm just going to wing it for this. Okay, I'm going to come up, go out, that kind of thing. Okay, so I'm going to come over here, and I'm just going to go E and G a few times, E and G, and I'm going to come out and just sort of follow the contour. It's going to end up using a lot of points, I admit. And make a bowling ball shape. I'm not crazy with what I just did there, but let's do something quick. I'll fix that up. Sort of like a chess piece, eh? I can make any design I want. Come in, and I'll just go up and say Z. All right, let's come back and just touch this up a little bit. I'm gonna grab these points and move them around a bit. I'll put on a subdivision surface, so we'll get it to look a little nicer. What do I want to do here? I may just come down. You know what? I think I'll come down. It's just kind of straight. I'll get rid of that point. So I've got that. Okay, there's my profile. So I'm going to come over here to the modifier tab. And I'm going to choose screw. Just like that. All right, I'll add a subdivision surface as well. And just decide if it looks a little bit like this. I might want this to come in a little bit more. Grab both of them and just do that. I'm going to go ahead and apply the screw modifier. I'll go back to look dev, and I'm actually going to delete that plane. I'm done with it. And that is what I have. Now, since I created that off of the diagram, let's see. Want it about there. Yeah, it's getting close. Okay, so what we'll do now is I'll take this, come back into this guy, Shift Alt and click that, and I'm just going to pull it in. And that is going to be that. Let's select the stairs, set the origin of geometry, and bring the 3D cursor there, and let's mirror on the 3D cursor. Set origin of 3D cursor. I don't know if that's far enough out. I think it's closer to the end, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to move these out. And you know what? I may be moving this stuff back up, and I think I am. Like that. Back to the way it was. There we go. And that's what we have so far. Okay, cool. Let's have a quick look at that with the cavity shade. We're starting to get somewhere. Okay, let's leave it at that. We'll come back in part 3 and we'll continue with the door and with the garage.